Okay, hello everyone. This is John Marshall, the DrillMaster. I have a colors presentation for a pep rally at a high school. This is a friend of mine, Austin LeClaire. He is the U.S. color bearer here. He used to be the right rifle guard, but he is substituting for the commander for this presentation and wanted some feedback, which I think is just perfect. He has been hungry for information for, boy, how long have we been talking? At least a year, I think it is. Anyway, the improvement of the team has just really been fantastic. And here we go. So the let's see, let's go back. I'm watching the feet. All right, so there was an anticipation. So as the commander was calling the command of mark time march, the whole team seemed to slow down. They're thinking, all right, mark time is coming. I need to get into the mark time mode. And you didn't hit it. You eased into the mark time. You can see the steps shorten and the feet lift a little more and then go into the mark time. Just one last time here. Of course, my one more time is... So instead of hitting the mark time, coming up, actually, so for the Marine Corps, they'll call mark time march, close the feet, and then start marking time with that step. So they close the feet where everybody else is supposed to bring the feet parallel to each other. Army's supposed to do it, Air Force, everybody's supposed to do that. We don't because of whatever. Anyway, here we go. Good facing movement there. I really appreciate that. Locked hands at the sides. Good job, guards. Left guard, you've got your butt too far right. Rifle butt, okay? And then you need to pull that butt left. Austin, your left hand is... I can't tell what your harness socket is, so I pulled one out again. These I appreciate so much. I love these. They're fantastic. They're about $100, but boy are they good. They really are much better than those plastic cup weird things that I just can't stand. Anyway, and so color bearers, I can see waistline is completely different, and so is your height. So I get that totally. You're going to carry at different heights, not a problem. But and actually, so you probably have the plastic harness sockets that have that shield type of frame. So when the ferrule is in that socket, there's probably not a lot of room behind there, which is why your hand is a little high, and then Florida, it looks like the state bearer is putting her hand, it looks like, in forward of the staff with thumb forward. So technically the thumb should wrap behind so that your hand looks like this and not like this. Trying to make sure that there's a little bit of shade. I don't want to have that too bright so you can't see. It's kind of weird with the brightness of my skin and the staff. But you don't want the thumb in front. You want the thumb behind. But if the harness socket is preventing that, then that's just something you'll have to deal with by either raising the hand like you have done, or actually I'd probably just tuck the thumb. But so the point is that this is a useless grip. If you have the harness sockets like the one that I just showed you, then they're perfect. You can put your thumb behind, no problem at all, and that is a much more useful grip, because putting your hand in front doesn't do anything. Wrapping your hand around the staff does. So belts, left rifle guard, your belt is much too low and it's too loose. Needs to be over so you have a 4-button blouse, so the belt needs to be over, not above, but here's if my thumb is the button, it needs to be over, covering the belt, or the button. Spacing is really, really nice. All right, so got a hand flare here. It looks maybe so. For left guard, looks like wrapping the fingers just a bit, maybe a possible hand flare. So let me pull out this rifle really quickly. So as you present, you're not going to do this. You're not going to tuck your thumb behind. Well, yeah, here, I'll show you. You're not going to tuck your thumb behind like this. You're going to wrap your thumb around so that you can see it from the front, and you're going to wrap your fingers around. Now, I'm holding the rifle up here, but if I were holding it properly down where it's supposed to be held, then my fingers would just barely wrap around just a little bit. So the sling is probably blocking just a little bit of the fingers, but I'm fairly certain left guard is flaring just a bit, and not fully wrapping. The right rifle guard is probably wrapping a bit. Almost horizontal forearm. Almost. This needs to be changed drastically. So that left guard needs to come down so that, and I don't have my 1903 here anymore, but this will work. So, and I'll use my right hand. So when you're at present or port, your pinky finger is above the metal here, and that's where it should be. Present, port, either one, doesn't matter. It's along that same line there. And then that's where your left hand is. I know I was showing you with the right, but then wrap those fingers of the right hand. So with you carrying the state flag, which I completely understand in a school setting, I've talked with instructors all across the country, and many JROTC instructors have told me that the school principal or the superintendent insists on the state flag being carried, and I get that. It's a representation of the state, and that's fine. However, it would be really nice then to add the state flag to the normal color guard that you march, which should be the Army, in this case, Army JROTC flag. So it's a color guard is made up of 2 guards and the American flag. That's the minimum. The standard, what I call the standard anyway, is, and which you can find explained in all 3 service drill and ceremonies manuals, is to then have not only the U.S., but, well, as you're watching, not only the U.S., but then the organizational color. So it's going to be the service departmental, or it's going to be the organizational color JROTC. It'll be for Army Senior ROTC. It could be the field flag, something like that. A military flag, and then you can add that state flag then in the middle, and then the organizational would be over here. That's actually, I like that. I really appreciate having as many cadets get experience, especially in this situation where it's not the pressure of a competition. You can go out, present the colors, get your cut your teeth, so to speak, on presenting the colors for the school, see what it's like to be in front of a crowd of people. That's a good thing. Oh, choir's not mic'd. That's a bummer. All right, so we'll go back just a bit. Okay, so left guard, I'm going to pick on you for a sec, okay? You went from present. Let me stand. Sorry, Scout. Got my puppy dog here. So you went from present, and you brought your elbows out, the rifle across your body, and then then you were here, you grabbed the butt. Supposed to do that, but elbows are out here. See the right elbow still out as you're doing this, and you left your hand here to place the rifle up on the shoulder. Okay, now elbows, gotta tuck them. Okay, so I'm going to do this now. You got to remember, I've been doing this for 46, something like that years, something around there. No, maybe 43. So, yeah, it comes second nature to me. But I want you to concentrate on your elbows. So, see how? Let me move this. All right. So, see how my elbows are at my sides. So, you're going to port. There. That's port. You don't need any elbow in that. Okay? So, you go to port. You're going to reach down, grab the butt. The rifle doesn't move. Okay? So then from here, you're going to bring the rifle up and over. See how my hand leaves, or the rifle leaves my hand. And as I'm moving it, now obviously I've got this really light rifle. It just helps in here in the office to be able to use that. And then I place my hand here. So I'm grabbing, I'm letting go of the rifle. That means your forearm, your wrist muscles, your hand muscles, they all need to work in tandem to bring the rifle from this position to this position. Okay? And it's the same thing, obviously, when you come off the shoulder and come down to the port position. So I know it's a lot to ask, but you can do that. It is possible with lots of practice. This isn't the technique and then to move your hand down and then cut away or whatever it is you do. You have to let go of the rifle. It takes a lot of work, but you can do it. And then watch you again. See how your elbows flare? Oh, so you dropped the hand from there. And I get that. That's okay. But that's not the technique that you should be using. All right, so right rifle guard, now is my time to pick on you. I'll pick on you in a minute, Austin. So same with the right elbow for you. See how the right elbow comes out? You're coming out here, going to port, out, and then you grab and then push in, I think, and then to bring the rifle into the shoulder. So the elbow movement isn't necessary at all for both of you. It doesn't look good. But it's also not proper technique there. All right, Austin, I know you were yelling. I know you've got lots of background noise, and you want the team to hear you give order arms, and I get that. But so doing this isn't the proper technique to use. So, and I'm not going to yell into the mic here, but you can project that voice of yours properly, right, haste, order, arms, and don't call from here, call from using your diaphragm muscle. The diaphragm muscle is at the base of your lungs, at the top of your stomach, your abdomen, and it's a kind of a U-shaped muscle, and it helps you breathe all the time. It's always working, just like your heart muscle. It's always working to help keep you alive. So what you can do is learn to, that's called using it passively. What you want to do is use it actively. And to actively use that muscle, you need to feel that you're using the muscle. So put your hand right below your ribs and start calling commands. And you're going to try and tense your muscles up and force it, but it'll come, and that's fine when you start working like that, but it'll come to where you can just feel your muscles tighten automatically when you want them to, and that's going to help you. The tightening of the muscles is going to help you push the air out of your mouth, out of your lungs, over your vocal cords, and then that's going to give you that projection. That's what you need, not the body movement. You need the internal movement. So the external movement doesn't look as good. And then organizational bearer did a fine job. So don't pivot. One of the things that a color guard doesn't do is pivot like that. We don't do flanks. We don't do columns. It's all rounded corners everywhere we're going to go. Wheel movements in line formation, but in column formation, then it's not. We don't do pivots. So yeah, you're going to make pivots in for a colors reverse, say, but that's it. And anyway, other than that, fine job. Really, you did well, and I appreciate the request for the feedback. And that's all I had, really. So thanks. Well done. Bye.